Welcome to Moon Mind. In this video. There is someone in your life who has hurt you. And no matter how many times you try to move on, something in you keeps returning to it. You remember what they said, what they did, how it felt. And each time the memory returns, so does the heat. The anger feels justified. Of course it does. You were treated unfairly. You were right. Anyone in your position would feel the same. At first, that anger even feels useful. Like it's protecting you. Like it's keeping you from being hurt again. But if you look closely, something else is happening. That fire you're holding isn't reaching them. It's burning here. It tightens your body. It disturbs your sleep. It returns at unexpected moments, when you hear their name, when something reminds you, when the mind has nothing else to hold. What once felt like protection, slowly becomes confinement. The anger doesn't just respond to the hurt. It keeps it alive. Tonight, you're not being asked to forgive. You're not being asked to pretend nothing happened. You're being shown something more precise than that. A way to relate to what happened, without carrying it. More than 2,500 years ago, a great teacher, one of the Buddha's most insightful students, spoke to people carrying this exact weight. He didn't offer comfort. He offered clarity. 5 ways to work with anger, not by forcing it away, but by changing where the mind rests. Each teaching came with an image so simple, and so unforgettable, that once seen, it changes how you meet these moments. A piece of clean cloth found in a heap of waste. Clear water hidden beneath a layer of algae. A small pool gathered in the footprint of an animal. A traveler saved at the edge of death. A cool lake waiting for someone willing to step in. Each image points to the same truth. You have more choice than you think. In what you take in, and what you leave behind. Let your body settle now. Wherever you are, allow yourself to pause. Let the breath slow, just a little. There is nothing to solve in this moment. We begin with the first story. The cloth in the refuse. Early morning. The kind of morning where the air is still cool, and the light arrives gently, stretching long shadows across the ground. A monk walks quietly along a village path. His robe is simple. Not woven from fine fabric, not designed to impress. It is made from discarded cloth. Pieces others had thrown away, gathered, cleaned, and stitched together. This is his practice. To take what the world rejects, and find what is still usable within it. As he walks, he comes upon a heap of refuse at the edge of the village. Not hidden. Not contained. Just a pile, open, exposed, and overwhelming. The smell reaches him first. Rotting food. Waste. Decay. The kind of smell that makes most people turn away immediately. And that's what most would do. Look away. Walk faster. Leave it behind. But the monk stops. Not because he enjoys what's there. But because he is looking, carefully. And then he sees it. A small piece of cloth. Resting near the top of the pile. Not perfect, not beautiful, but intact. Clean enough. Useful. In the middle of everything foul and decaying, something remains untouched. Now notice this carefully. The monk does not stand there thinking about how terrible the pile is. He does not analyze the smell. He does not catalog the filth. His attention moves directly, and completely, to the one thing that can be used. He steps forward. Slowly. He lifts the cloth and holds it up to the light. He examines it. Checks for damage. Looks closely for hidden stains. He doesn't assume it's good. He sees it clearly. And when he knows it is usable, he takes it. Nothing else. He doesn't gather the garbage. He doesn't bring the smell home. He doesn't carry the pile with him in his mind. He takes what is clean and leaves the rest exactly where it belongs. Later, he washes the cloth thoroughly, stitches it into his robe, and it becomes part of what supports his life. Warmth, protection, continuity of his path. All from something found, and chosen, carefully. This is the first teaching. And it applies to a very specific kind of person in your life. Someone who has hurt you. Often. Someone whose actions may be careless, dismissive, even harmful. But not entirely. Because even in that person, there are moments. A word that was kind. A gesture that was sincere. A truth they spoke that you needed to hear. These moments may be rare. But they exist. And here is where the suffering begins. The mind goes to the pile. Over and over again. Replaying everything that was wrong. Everything that was said. Everything that hurt. And it brings that entire pile into the present moment. Again and again. But this teaching asks something different. Not to deny the harm. Not to pretend it didn't happen. But to choose carefully what you carry forward. Like the monk, you can look clearly, honestly, and then take only what is useful. A lesson learned. A truth seen. A moment of kindness that was real. And leave the rest. Not carried. Not rehearsed. Not woven into your identity. Left where it belongs. In the past. In the conditions that created it. Not in your present moment. This is not forgiveness. This is clarity. Because when you carry everything, you suffer everything. But when you choose wisely, you begin to experience something else. Space. Lightness. Freedom that does not depend on them changing. Only on how you relate to what has already happened. Take a breath here. Notice what you are still holding. Not to push it away. But to see it. Because the moment you see clearly, you begin to choose differently. The water beneath the surface. Later that same morning, another image is offered. Imagine walking under the heat of the sun for a long time. Your body is tired. Your throat is dry. There is a quiet urgency now, water is no longer optional. Ahead, you see a pond. Relief rises immediately. But as you come closer, you notice something. The surface is covered. A thick layer of green algae stretches across the top, unmoving, dense, almost opaque. From a distance, it looks undrinkable. Most people would stop there. Turn away. Decide, this water is dirty. And continue walking, still thirsty. But someone who understands looks differently. They don't judge the water by its surface. They kneel down. Slowly. And with one hand, they begin to clear a small space. Gently pushing the algae aside. Not fighting it. Not trying to remove all of it. Just enough, to see what lies beneath. And there it is. Clear water. Cool. Still. Untouched by what was floating above. They cup their hands. And drink. This is the second teaching. And it is for a different kind of situation. Someone who has hurt you deeply. So deeply that all you can see is the harm. Every memory feels heavy. Every interaction feels stained. There seems to be nothing good there. No kindness. No fairness. No redeeming moment to hold on to. Just pain. And in this case, the mind does something very natural. It decides. There is nothing here worth keeping. And it turns away. But the teaching asks you to look again. Not at the surface. Not at what is loud, obvious, and painful. But beneath it. Because even in difficult people, even in painful situations, There are deeper layers. Perhaps not in them, but in what the situation revealed. Strength you didn't know you had. Clarity about what you will no longer accept. Understanding that changed how you see yourself. These are not on the surface. They are not obvious. You don't stumble upon them by accident. The water in the footprint. Now, imagine something even more difficult. You are walking again. This time the heat is stronger. The thirst is sharper. And there is no pond. No river. No flowing stream. Only a small depression in the ground. An animal's footprint, filled with a little water. It's not much. It's not ideal. It's not clean in the way you would prefer. But it is water. Enough to sustain you. Enough to keep you going. So you kneel down. Carefully. And you drink. This is the third teaching. And it is for moments when even the smallest good feels hard to find. When someone has caused pain again and again. And there is almost nothing you would choose to keep. No meaningful kindness. No clear lesson. Nothing that feels worth holding on to. In these moments, the mind often hardens. It says, there is nothing here. But this teaching softens that view. It says, maybe there is something. Very small. A moment of patience you developed. A boundary you finally learned to set. A quiet strength that appeared when you needed it most. It may not feel like much. It may not feel like enough. But it is something. And sometimes, something is enough. The point is not to glorify suffering. The point is not to justify harm. The point is to recognize that your freedom does not depend on the situation being perfect. It depends on what you choose to carry forward. Even a small shift can begin to change the weight you feel.